Hey guys, Jake and Spike here at Pear Tree Ranch, and we're talking about the art of the circle. We've so far done an overview of all the different parts and pieces and how we're going to build this up. And in part one of the detailed sessions, we looked at drift and teeter, the different landing platforms, and how we build, catching their attention, getting them to turn and face and follow so we can do something friendly. Now, we're going to build on that and move forward to starting to hold our horse on a circle. So we did drift and teeter. Okay, now we're going to build up to drift, drive, or lead, drift, herd, or drive, then teeter, or drift, lead, and teeter. What's the difference? Can I lead my horse on a circle with the steady pressure of the rope, or can I herd or drive my horse around on the circle with the stick? Okay? Now, I really like to try to get away from needing the rope. So you'll see me do a lot of holding the rope, tucking my thumb in my pocket, and keeping this hand loose. Okay? So that way I'm not doing this all the time. Okay? A lot of people have learned this skill, how to lead or send a horse out onto a circle. Okay? And so we're going to talk about how do we do that. But something I realized as I've traveled the country helping people with their horses and their horsemanship, it got out of control. People all of a sudden couldn't control and their arms are flying off. Okay? There's a video out there that's a spoof on this dance move the kids are doing or we're doing, or they dab. Okay? And the kid has an obsessive compulsive problem where he can't help himself and he's just randomly dabbing. It's funny. It's kind of like that idea where all of a sudden people can't control, they're just doing these things. We need to have control over ourselves and our bodies and our tools if we're ever going to have control over our horses. Okay? So, if I did want to lead my horse, one thing I need to recognize, if I want my horse to go on a circle, I need my lead to happen on a circle. Okay? Versus, see how this was on a line? So, there's a couple of guys out there, the double Dans, okay, Dan James and Dan Steers, and I first met them at the World Equestrian Games in 2010. I was on the demo team for Pirelli. We were doing demos every day. They were there doing the double Dan demos, and one of the things that they talked about in their demo is they don't, when working horses on a circle, lead. The reason why is they're very particular about, they use that only for a straight line send. Okay? They have a thing where they train the horse to run down to a mark. This is for movie horse training and trick training so that the horse can run to a position and own its mark. In the movies, what they do with this is they take a board, they stick it in the ground where the camera doesn't see it, the horse runs, puts its feet on the mark, and that's how it does its position. Okay? A really famous one that this was in, and it was one of the longest ones, the guy that trained the horses for Warhorse, he actually was the trainer for GM, Gene Monch, so where Spike comes from. There was two stallions that were there, Eddie the Rat and Stylin' Beau, and he took both those horses to the Snafflebit fraternity. Okay, that's the guy that trained the horses for Lone Ranger, Warhorse, Seabiscuit, okay? And when they were doing, there's a scene in Warhorse where the horse runs a long way without a rider, and it runs and jumps barbed wire and does all this stuff, and it's boom, and it gets to the guy, okay? When they were training the horse for the movie, he did like a 2-mile send where he went, ready, go, yeah, on the booty, and the horse ran in a straight line for 2 miles. The guy got on his ATV and drove after it and found the horse standing with its feet on its mark. Okay, a 2x4 in the ground. That is high-level mark training. The point of the story is they're really picky because when they have this, it sends with oomph and it's a very straight line thing. Now, maybe you've never done this, but you've maybe seen your friend or somebody you know that when they were trying to get their horse on a circle and they did this, that their horse ran and on the end of the lead rope and jerked them or jerked the rope out of their hands and the horse goes running off. Okay, you've never probably done that, but you might have seen that. Okay, I've fixed a lot of horses that did that, and it came from people their horse off onto a circle. We need to be careful about how we do that. And if you're really good at your Karate Kid #2 Chinese drum move, we create this swirling effect with our body and our energy. Okay? And what this can do is, this is the lead, the stick follows it up. This is the lead, the stick follows it up. Versus in a straight line, okay? So if I'm gonna lead him onto a circle, I want this to be like I'm taking my finger, sticking it up his nose, and leading him onto a circle. Here's how it goes. I got his nose, swing it onto a circle, and if he doesn't, then this is gonna come up behind, okay? Let's look at that again. Now the snap is attached to his nose. I wanted, if I was gonna build up to not needing the rope and I still wanted to lead, I like stuck my finger up his nose. I'm gonna swing this onto a circle. And if he doesn't go, I'm just gonna follow up with the stick, okay? A way that you can condition yourself to practice this is practice without the horse. So you need to be able to swing that rope in a circle. Swing it into a circle. If you go to do this and you go like that and it cracks like a whip, that's how you know you're doing a straight line send. So if I wanted my horse to go to a mark, I might do it that way. Go to there. Go in the trailer. It's a straight line. Okay, versus go on an arc. If I can control that rope without the horse attached to it, I know it's fair when I back up if he didn't lead while I swing this on a circle and say, hey, get up there. Okay, swing this up. See how he followed that energy up to a canter? Okay, this is leading on a circle. We really, in my opinion, need to have a lot of awareness and understanding of all the stuff that I told my stories about and how I helped figure out for my own self the difference between these things so I can be particular and then therefore feel good about this was a fair deal and it was a clear difference between straight line sends and circular or arcing sends. Okay? Now, the stick. Herding, okay? There's all types of herding sticks that the herdsmen have used over the years, and this isn't then a weapon, it's something to help guide my herd, my flock around me. This is where I need my horse to not be afraid of this, that I can touch him and rub him, but that he also recognizes when I shoo him, shoo, see, with a little bit of energy, that it pushes and guides him. Okay, that's my steering or the redirect, as I talked about in the overview video. If I'm gonna put my horse onto a circle, I need to move the stick on a circle. How circular is this? Not very. See, where did the energy go when I did this? Right in the ground. And or it shot straight off all the way out there into the swamp. Okay? So, that's why my horse isn't running around in a circle. He's conditioned to understand that that's not ever going to get to him. However, if I hold this out here and I swing this in a horizontal plane, notice on my circle, if you were to look down on top of me, this is 180 degrees away from his nose. Here it comes. If he doesn't want that to run into his booty, he ought to walk forward. He sees it coming. He got back on the circle. Okay? So by swinging my stick in a horizontal plane, it has helped him recognize if he doesn't want this to run into him, go forward. Now, what happens if your horse already doesn't go like Spike does? As you swing this forward, imagine this post is my horse's booty. I'm 180 degrees away. Here it comes. When it gets there, tap, 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 tap. Okay? It's going to build and build and build and build. Progressive phases of pressure. Okay? In the Prairie land where I came from, they talked about 4 phases. Phase 1 being friendly as possible, 4 as firm as necessary. That's a great way to do it. Okay? However, for me, I've kind of progressed to, I want more and more and more phases. So I like to talk about musical notes. Okay? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay? So that pressure builds. Da 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 da. Okay? And so you're going to tap as soft as you can first, and it needs to build. Now, pitfalls. Not having good rhythm. Okay? The joke is rhythm is hard for white people. This can be true. We can work on it. Okay? So we need to build from not going whack whack to da 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 da. Okay? Do your do re mi fa sol la ti dos, where it's soft and build and build and build and build and build and builds. Okay? Now, you can do progressive pressure in a couple of different ways. As I was clapping, it clapped louder and louder and louder. Okay? Or we can change frequency. I can start with slow. I didn't necessarily have to clap harder, I could clap faster. That is an increase in frequency of pressure versus pounds per square inch of pressure. Okay, versus harder bang, faster bangs. Okay, this is the difference in the haymaker punch and the Wing Chun style of really fast punches. Okay. Here it comes, swooping and swirling around here, and it becomes a guide that he can start to follow. Now, notice, he's got his nose 180 degrees away, and see him watching? He looks to the right. See him look? There, he looked to the right. If it stops, and he stops, notice he's 180 degrees away. If he goes any further, he's going to be running his nose into the stick. Okay? If he doesn't get to that point, the stick is getting close to getting his booty. This is creating balance. So I want my horse to be able to be balanced at 180 degrees away. Now, as we progress, I also want my horse confident. So I want to be able to drive him along here. Shush, shush, shush means go, but now the stick could just be here with him, where he's not trying to get away from it. Okay? We're going to talk more about that as we get into our session just on stick work. Multiple sticks, short sticks, long sticks, and the ways that we can use those. Okay? So, to get our horse onto a circle, and then, these are the 2 ways we looked at: leading and herding, holding him on a circle. So once I get him there, then I want to hold it. Ready? He's on the circle. 1, 2, 3. Phew! We held the circle for 3 steps with the front feet. Oh, it was so long. Okay? Ready? He's on the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there he turned and faced and followed. Okay? So you could build this, and if you really pay attention, right? There he's on the circle. There's the forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whew. Okay, so I was building this in bunches of 3. Now, he can do this lots. You might build this 1 step at a time. If you are that particular and aware, you can see the moment where when you went from 4 steps on a circle to 5, your horse was starting to pull away. Don't try going to 6. Get that between 4 and 5 working really good, that the horse isn't pulling away and putting tension on the rope. Okay, same thing with the stick. Drift him on, ready? 1, 2, 3. Phew, the rope never left the ground. He stayed connected. Okay, so that we're going to build this up till eventually you could just put your horse on a circle and have them go and go and go and go for laps and laps and laps, where they're not ever trying to pull away, and you can hold them on a circle. Now, when you're doing that, you're going to work in 4 different positions. Is the nose on the belly button? Good. Can I herd him on a circle from that position? If I can herd him on that position, can I herd him on the shoulder position there? If I can do that, can I herd him on the booty position where his nose is back there by the booty? Where he's wanting to land at the booty position, but I keep moving the booty. Watch. I move the booty. See how he hustled to get over there by the booty? Look how I'm not moving the booty. That means he can land there. Okay? I'm going to take it and I'm going to move the booty. Now the stick's going to go, hey, you would have stayed with your sweet spot, the booty. Okay? If I don't move the booty, does he choose to want to land back there? Yes, he does. Winning. Okay? With turning it without any energy, hopefully my horse can recognize that he doesn't need to go anywhere. Okay? If your horse isn't reading that, you're just needing to do more reps where they recognize the difference between la 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 la. Okay? And here comes the stick. Da-dun. Da-dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay? Now, we get what the Jaws music means, but be careful with having that kind of attitude, because that's about getting scared. Oh, run away, the shark. I don't want my horse afraid of the stick. Okay? You're a good helper. You're a good helper. So now, let's recap. We've gone from drift, teeter. Okay, the horse never stayed on the circle. They just got on the circle and came back. Drift and teeter, drift and teeter, drift and teeter. This builds a lot of contact. This is getting them onto a circle, never losing their attention, that they're immediately ready to turn, face, and follow. Come back to you so you can rub on them, doing something friendly. This builds lots of connection, gets your horse to quit running out and banging into the end of the rope, or running away from you in the round pen all the way to the rail. Okay, for when we're doing liberty. Once we have that working and we can send from each position, then we want to start holding them on a circle. Drift, lead, and teeter using the rope, or drift, drive, or herd with the stick and then teeter. Okay, we looked at how can I use those tools, swinging in horizontal planes, okay, versus vertical planes when we did turning the hip on the teeter. Okay. And then we looked at holding that drive or lead from each position. Belly button, right, left shoulder, and the booty. I want to be able to hold my horse for multiple laps eventually from each position. That means they're very comfortable in that position. They're getting a lot of rhythm in their motion, whether it's at a walk, where it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, a trot, where it's 1, 2, 1, 2, or a canter, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, da da dump, da da dump, da da dump, dump, dump. Okay? That rhythm is going to help build in a lot of relaxation, and is going to then give a lot of contact. You can have contact with lots of different things. Contact with the human, contact with the pattern that we're building, the circle. Okay? So, in the beginning, we've get a lot of contact with us, and we're going to start switching and building their contact with the job that we're teaching them, or the pattern, which is the circle. Okay? All right. In the next session, we're going to look at some stick work and building the orbit, and how many different ways can I use how many different kinds of sticks. Okay. After that, we're going to start looking at how do we build some of the corrections and start making a game out of the horse keeping the rope on the ground. Okay? All right. I'm Jake. This is Spike. You're learning about the art of the circle We're at Pear Tree Ranch.